urban search and rescue system. So in the state of Florida, we have an urban search and rescue system with 8 urban search and rescue teams. So currently we have Urban Search and Rescue Task Force 4, who is starting in the northern part of the county in Longboat Key, and they're working south. And we have Urban Search and Rescue Task Force 6, who's starting in northern Charlotte County and working into southern Sarasota County on Minnesota Key, and they're working northwards. So working with them, we have a partnership and a strong partnership with, again, the state of Florida. We have an Urban Search and Rescue Incident Support Team, and we also partner with the FEMA Urban Search and Rescue Blue Incident Support Team, and they're based in Orlando right now, and we're allocating additional resources and working with them to get what we need to complete the missions that we have ahead of us. So with that, thank you, and I'm going to turn it over to...
Hello, everyone. Thank you again for being here today. That does wrap up our press conference, but we do have Commissioner Mark Smith here, and he would love to be able to speak with you one-on-one immediately following this interaction. Yes. But we will have him available for some one-on-one as well.
The others are going to stay?
Yeah, okay. They'll be here, but yes, he will be available as well. Thank you. Questions at this time?
What was the worst hit area in our county?
So the barrier islands were definitely what we had the most impact. So all storms are different. So with the Debbie, we had a tremendous amount of inland flooding. We had very little effects on the barrier islands. This storm, we had adverse effects on the barrier islands and no interior issues. So all of our focus has been on the barrier islands and all the residents on the intercoastal waterway.
Is there one island in specific that was hit worse?
So they all have different levels of damage and different problems specific to what's there.
Is this...
Everybody's working.
Yeah. Is this the worst the county's ever seen? I mean, to see that amount of storm surge on our coastal areas, Longboat, the Key, and Maria. I mean,
so again, every storm is different, and we have different challenges that we face with each one. Just like with the last storm, we had that tremendous amount of interior flooding that hasn't been seen in 50 years here. Same thing on the coastal areas. We have impacts to different areas because all the storms act differently with the weather, the tides, so everyone is different.
But is it anybody from your experience that have lived over there on the Key, is it the worst we've ever seen?
Yeah, I mean, it's up there.
When going door to door, how many numbers are you seeing an injury count on? And what were some of the situations that our residents were stuck in?
So again, depending on when it happened, our crews have been out working, the fire department crews have been out working since yesterday afternoon all through the night. So we had a number of incidents, we had structure fires, we had people that remained, that the water was rising in their residences and they needed to evacuate, that we had to send people out in danger and peril to go assist them. So there was just a number of those throughout all the barrier islands. Structure fires, we had a number of those. Very limited access because, we had 4 to 7 foot, just like meteorologists predicted. They were dead on, so you can't drive a vehicle through 7 feet of water. Go ahead.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yep.
Any timetable for people getting back onto the Key and Longboat, because residents can't even get to Longboat Key?
Right, so I'm sure as soon as we work with our other partner, Longboat Key, City of Longboat Key, Longboat Key Fire Department, as well as the City of Sarasota Police Department for Lido Key, we're working very strongly with them. We have great partnerships with all of them, and we're working together with a unified command to get that done. So it's up to the crews and the city personnel on when they allow that to happen, and we're not there yet.
Have we seen any deaths in the county because of this storm?
Law enforcement will be able to answer that for you.
All right.
You got the crew going door to door, knocking on doors. Any idea? Were residents good over here on the Key?
It's a mixture. It's a mixture everywhere because some people left, some people are on the 5th floor, some people are on the 1st floor. It's a grab bag of what we're going to get when we show up.
Hey,
Okay, over here.
Chief Dorsey, when you guys were viewing the aerial footage, how widespread was the flooding when you saw it from the air?
So again, it depends. The inundation, it depends, you know. Obviously, the southern part of Siesta Key is impacted. It's still impacted. You know, the northern area is starting to, waters are receding. It was impacted on the northern side as well. It just depends on when the tides hit, everything. So
how do you determine the storm surge? Was that, you know, you're always saying 6 feet.
So one of the things that we can do is we get to a structure. There's normally a water line that's on the structure where it hit. So that's what we're utilizing to determine.
And you're seeing up to 6 feet where accounting for flood elevation.
Yes,
already.
yes,
So,
and over.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the key was covered in water at one point, is that correct?
In places, obviously there were some places that might have been an island,
Okay.
just because of the elevation, depending on how things were built. So it's all different.
Yep, over here.
Any estimate of the number of people that you had to pull out of the key during search and rescue operations?
We're in the middle of that. We don't have any initial estimates at this point in time.
All right. At this point, we'll make available Commissioner Smith, and then if there's any other questions, you can email them over to me for our fire and emergency management personnel. All right.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any chance Evan's gonna speak since we're all here?
Here, let me.
I'm just gonna put this onto your shirt and then I'll have to just tuck that other end. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Look.
There we go. How's that? Can you hear me? No? This way? All right. I'm sorry?
I can hear you.
All right. Good. I'm Mark Smith, Sarasota County Commissioner for District 2, which is from Stickney Point Road north here on Siesta Key. My wife Esther and I, we evacuated. We live in Siesta Isles, about a block off Siesta Beach. I have a architectural office in the village that got about 2 feet of water inside it. Fortunately, our house just made it by inches, literally probably 6 inches. I'd like to stress my appreciation for Sarasota County staff and the first responders for doing the great job that they did. That's why we haven't heard of much tragedy as far as loss of life. There's a lot of property damage from my brief review of Siesta Key. Siesta Village is wiped right now, and so it's going to take a while for us to come back. But again, I want to thank everybody. Hey, one good news: Midnight Pass is open, so I just thought I'd throw that out there. And I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
I'd like to know how long you've
All right,
been over there.
let's give Commissioner a moment. We'll answer one-on-ones. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. We'll do one-on-ones so you can answer all your
Like, yeah,
questions.
we're all
Thank
here
you.
alike.
Thank you so much. Yep. We'll get you one-on-ones. I want you to have a one-on-one. So we'll get you
We'll stand
one-on-one.
right here.
We'll get you one-on-one.
Hey, you can stand right here. We're all here. You have to clear the seat, or?
I'm sorry.
You just stand right there. We can answer questions. We're all mic in that podium.
All right, you're pointing this way.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yes. Is this the worst you've ever seen? I'm not sure how long you've been over there. But
Well, I grew up in Sarasota. Family moved here in '63. Moved out to Siesta Key in '94, January '94. So yes, my experience, this is the worst as far as storm surge. Wind, we've lost more trees in the past, but the storm surge this time, and they were right on as far as because the elevation of my house is at 9, and we maybe made it by a foot. My neighbors, a little bit lower. There's a lot of them in my neighborhood that have water, 2 feet up. Again, I want to emphasize how important it is to evacuate because there's no power, there's no water, and so why stay? Get yourself out. Stuff can be replaced, people can.
is this devastating as you walk through the village?
It is. The businesses in the village are wiped out. The water was a good 3 feet high. The refrigeration, everything floated. Picnic tables floated from the center of the village all the way down to Truist Bank. It's crazy. I mean, we have stuff that floated into our yard there at our office is off Calamanorga. I have no idea where it came from. And so it's dangerous. It's extremely dangerous. And that's why it's important that we heed these evacuation orders. Anybody else have a question?
Any more details on Midnight Pass?
Well, Midnight Pass opened last night. Midnight Pass strikes again. It's. I've gotten video from friends of mine, actually Mason Touch, that's his business right there. He went out with some friends this morning. He said he thought it was about 3 or 4 feet deep. It's pretty wide. We'll see how long it can maintain now that the tide's going out. But at least it's given the bay a little relief. So let's hope it stays there.
Did you have you been able to see the beach? Any beach erosion, or is it still way too?
I just got here. I checked on my office. I checked on my house. When I was in the village talking to some of my friends that have restaurants, that's when I was told this was happening. So I thought I'd come out and again give a shout out to the first responders and Sarasota County staff. But I haven't had a chance to go to the beach.
Have you seen a lot of people out trying to pick up after the damage?
Oh yeah. There's
how's the spirits?
Well, they're not singing. No, I mean it's pretty somber. I mean people are emptying their houses out in the street. You can see by just the amount of dirt and sand that's on the road how much the water had moved. Just the earth, and you can just look at the buildings and see where the height of the water was. So no, it's pretty somber. In fact, after this, I got to go back to the architectural office and salvage what I can.
2 feet of water, you're saying? In your
It just everything. It didn't break any of the windows. It's an old house. The building was a house built in the 1950s. And as far as I know, it never flooded before that. But it didn't break any windows. It just came in through the old sliding glass doors we had, and floated things around the office, and then left, like a poltergeist kind of thing. So we're going to have to open it up and air it out. And
what do you think your next steps are? Going to contact a mold company, or what's the? We're going to have to figure out a way to get it back to, restore it back again.